Hi, Dr. Mel again. We're doing physics and we are working with motion in one dimension. In actual fact, we're working in horizontal and vertical dimensions. So let's carry on doing the difference between vectors that we started off in the previous lesson. Bear in mind that you will be asked a definition at every part of a question and that you've got to have the exam guidelines memorized word for word so that you know exactly what the exam guidelines expect of you. We said we have to say the first movement is always in the positive direction. So now let's explain what position means. Position means I was at point Y and I'm now at point X. Oh no, I started with X, I'm now at point Y. So this is the position that you are in reference to point X. So it's positive to the right side, but it is from the Y to the X, it is negative. So the position is, where are you now? Where's the box now? Where's the dog now? So that's position. Let's say you stood at point A and then walked to point B. You are now at point B. So you are 5 meters to the right from A. Remember vectors and remember direction. Let's do a more complicated diagram. I'm starting at point A. It is 4 meters to that side to find the circle, and it's 3 meters to the left to find the triangle. So if I use the block A as my reference, the triangle is 3 meters to the left. Remember, I start with the triangle at the end with the block as my reference. The circle on the other side is 4 meters in which direction? To the right. So it's important that you always say, this is my reference, this is where I'm looking at something, and this is to the left or to the right. Distance on the other side is different to position. It is the total path length, says the definition. So what does it mean? It says from point A to point B is 5 meters. But in actual fact, from point B to point A is also 5 meters. And you clearly not see the direction in distance. Remember, distance is a scalar, and scalar has no direction. So 5 meters could mean anything. You're sitting at a point in your house, and any 5 meters, which can be the whole circle around you, can be 5 meters. So be careful to confuse yourself with position and distance. Distance is the total path length. Right, let's carry on to distance in terms of our figures that we had previously. This was 4 meter and that was a distance of 3 meters. So that will be 4 meters from there and 4 meters backwards again. This one will be 3 meters, whether it's from this point to that point or from that point to that. Quickly, let's see if you can find the distance between the triangle and the circle. 3 plus 4 or 4 plus 3. The distance will be 7 meters again. No direction indicated. The distance, if you stood at point A and then went 5 meters to point B and then came back 3 meters to C, what will the distance be? Well, remember, distance is a scalar. So it didn't really matter if you walked 3 meters to that side or 3 meters to this side, because the answer will be 5 plus 3. That's the path that you followed. So the distance that you actually walked was 8 meters with no indication of any direction. Distance, the definition is the total path length that an object moved. We abbreviate distance with D for distance. It's measured in meters, and remember, it's a scalar. It's got no direction indicated. Again, have a look at your exam guidelines. Position relative to a reference point. So it's me to you or you to me. Distance is a path length, the whole path. Now a next new term, displace. Now remember, place will mean at a certain position. And now you displace, so you move from that point on. A displacement will be from the initial position to the final position. So it's in actual fact similar to position. It's usually the straight line from the initial to the final point. Displacement, different place. So position is the place where the object is relative to the specific reference point. Displacement is, where is it in space? It is usually abbreviated with X because we work in the X or horizontal plane. Have you got that? Can you think what the vertical would be? Yes, the vertical be Y. It's measured in meters, and both position and displacement are vectors. Can you remember how we abbreviated vector? We said it's got direction, so it's that arrow. Let's have a look at displacement. You stood at A, you walked 5 meters, and remember it's a vector, so it's to your right. You came back 3 meters to your left. What will the resultant be? Can you remember how to work out the resultant? Well, it will be 5 meters that way, 3 meters this way. So it will be 5 minus 3. It will be 2 meters to which direction? To your right. Now, let's have a look at an example. An example where Tembi walks 10 meters from A to B in the right or the east, and then 6 meters from B to C. Now it's downwards. Now let me tell you, you cannot do physics without drawing the diagram. So if you see words like this, firstly say, okay, I'm going to start here. It says from A to B, so that's point A, and she walks to point B. Actually draw that. Otherwise, you are going to be confused with all the detail. It's 10 meters, and I've got my arrow. After getting to B, she now walks 6 meters to C, and it's directly down to that point in the south. Isn't that what you drew? You said Tembi will walk from A to B to C. So clearly have your diagram indicating what's happening. Do you see that as a right angle? That already should give you some indication which law in the math you are going to use. So I've got 10 meters there and I've got 6 meters there, and they're asking me the displacement. Remember, displacement is from the starting point to the end point. And let us now draw that line, and you'll see you now have to determine that side. Can you remember how I'll find this hypotenuse? Well, you will say A to C with Pythagoras will be AB squared plus BC squared. And again, you've got good math to tell you exactly how to do this calculation. So this will be 100 plus 36. Bear in mind, guys, be careful. Take a while, work out accurately that AC will be the square root of 136. And quickly see, what did you get that answer? Did you put it into your calculator? And did you get 11.66 meters? Is that now the answer? No, it's not, because displacement is a vector. So let's have a look. I already defined that as 11.66. I need to find that angle. And I'm not going to do all of the calculations now, but you can use sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, which will be opposite to that angle, 6 over 11.66. Or cos, which will be adjacent over hypotenuse. This is adjacent to that angle, so it's 10 over the 11.66. And if you do that calculation, please check if I got the right answer. Go and do it when you've got a little bit of time. You should get 30.96 degrees, which is almost 31 degrees. Be careful, accurate, take your time. Let's go to an example that most of us know when we sit and watch athletics. We watch athletics at school or in the Olympic Stadium, and all of us know Usain Bolt, who ran very, very good times and still has many of the world records. So I've got a picture here of an athletic field, and you'll know that is the starting point and that is the end point for the 100 meters. This is the starting point, and that again is the end point for the 200 meters. And when they run the 400, they'll start there and run around, and we can say the area of this athletic field which they'll cover will then actually be a 400 meter. Okay, so let's go and see what we can calculate. We've got sprinters starting here, and they are running towards the end line, the final point, and we've got people taking the time, so we know they run that 100 meters in a certain time. What does that mean? It means that we've got to determine the distance and the displacement. I've broken this track up into 400 meters, so you can see the 100 meter that is ran around the track. So let's do the physics. What is the distance that an athlete covers with 100 meter? Distance, scalar, so it will be from that point there to that point there. You know it's going to be 100 meter. What will the distance be for a 400 meter item? Well, they'll start here, they'll run around once, and it'll be 400 meters. Can you think what an 800 meter will be in distance? Twice around the track will be 800 meters. I will be exhausted if I had to run 100 meter and a 4 and a 800 meter. Luckily, we find specialists. 100, 400, 800. But now let's see what is the displacement. Remember, displacement is the beginning linked to the end. If we started here and we end there, it will be 100 meter. Remember, this is a vector. It will be 100 meter to the right or to the east or to which direction you have that as indicated. The 400 meter, be careful. We start here. We run around the track, but we end there as well. So what is the displacement? I'm exactly at the same place. It's 0 meters. Could obviously say, why did I run? I actually ended where I started. The 800 meter is even more insane. You run around the track once and another time, and you actually have ran nowhere because your displacement is again 0 meters. Right. Now, what happens with the 200 meter? The 200 meter will start there, the starting point, run this arc, get to that point there, and then run another 100 meter. So it's 100 meter there, and it's 100 meters there. If you add them all together, the distance will be 200 meters. Now the interesting part. What's the displacement? I started there and I end here. This will be my displacement. You could have ran across the field to get to the same point. The rules won't allow you, but you could have ran that way. Now, what is the displacement? And now you need a lot of mathematics to calculate. What would that side be? Remember, this is the hypotenuse of which triangle? You've got this side here and you've got that side there. Now, this one is easy. We know that's 100 meters. We are now going to calculate that side. And if you carefully have a look at that, you'll find that that's a circle and it's actually a half a circle. And here I've got the radius. I know that circle is 100 meters. So it represents 100 meters. So I can work out a half of the circumference of the circle equals a half of 2 pi square. You know the circumference would be 2 pi square. I'm not working with a whole circle. I'm only working with half a circle, which is the 100. That I can substitute with 100. That 2 and that 2 will cancel. And I'm now sitting with pi times the radius. If you calculate that, how are you going to do that? I'm going to divide the 100 with pi, and then I'll get to the radius. Quickly do that with your calculator. Do you get an answer of 31.83? And it will be in meters because that was in meters. Is that distance? No, it's only the half because it's the radius. So I've got 31.83 plus 31.83, which gives me a total of 63.66 meters. So let's carry on. I now have a triangle. I've got 66 what is it now? It's 36, sorry. 63, let me just get my bearings, 0.66, that's in meters. And I've got this one as 100 meters. And now with Pythagoras, I can carry on and calculate my hypotenuse. So I've got my hypotenuse, let's say it's AC square, it equals AB square plus BC square. You can do this with me and find that you will be practicing many skills that you'll be using with vectors later on. What do you find the distance AC? Well, I found AC square as 140,000. Let me just quickly see, what did I find? And 52. And AC has a value of 118.54 meters. Can you see that this is much shorter than the 200 meters? So if you started there and ran across the field, you would have only covered 118.5 meters. This is not done because we wanted to work out the displacement. You need to find either that angle or this angle. And you can go and do this calculation after you've seen this video and practice and see if you can find that angle as 57.52. Quite important that you accurately calculate to find the displacement. So if we go back, what is the distance of a 200 meter? It's 200 meters. What's the displacement of a 200 meter? It's 118.45 meters with an angle, and you need to indicate which angle. I used the inside angle there. That angle is 57.52 degrees. I hope you could see now that there is a clear difference between distance, which is a scalar, and displacement, which is a vector, which we have to know if we are going to work with motion. Quickly, let's recap. Position is the reference point. Distance is everything added together with no distance, with no direction indicated. Displacement is when the direction really matters. Where did I start and where did I end? You have to know that there's a reference point, distance is a scalar, and displacement is a vector. So the direction is important. Can you do the graphics? Can you draw it? And can you do the math? Can you calculate? Careful, accurate, have a look at your answer and see if it makes sense. Bye-bye.